Hi, friends. This is Caitlin. I am so happy to be here with you with Pink and Main. Tonight, oh my goodness, not frozen like that. All right. Tonight, we are here to play with the June foil of the month. Listen, it's completely frozen. I'm not even unfreezing. Okay, we're just going to make that one go away. The June foil of the month kit. I have most of it. I don't have all of it, but I'm going to tell you how we're going to make it work anyway. I did see a bunch of people checking in early. So I saw Diane and Miss Jody were here. Darcel was checking in early. Mom's here. Lisa, Virginia. Um, oh goodness, Diane said she's tornado watching on her phone. That's scary. Hopefully it's far enough away from you. I see Anna checking in from Pennsylvania. Melissa's here. Let's see. Miss Patty's checking in with us. Shirley's checking in from Colorado. Welcome. Annette and Barbara are here. Um, Shelly's here and she's new. Welcome, Shelly. Sorry you can't see my face because my phone's being silly. I see Karen, I see Connie, I see Lori and Jeanette. Welcome, welcome. All right. Did I say Shirley too? Yeah, Shirley from Colorado. Okay, cool. All right, so like I said, we're playing with the Nautical foilable sheets. These are the main feature, besides the foil, obviously, of the June foil of the month. And we're going to pair those with the new foil. This is the new foil. It's the watercolor blue. It's very fun. It's got a little bit of like a golden color to it, and then the blue and gold are on silver. So it's a very fun, watery look. You can see I also grabbed, I believe this is the satin coral. I might have the wrong name for that, but I'm pretty sure it's satin coral. That's old, but I really want to play with it with this set for just one background because do you see those? The little lobsters and crabs. And so I want to do one of those in the coral. Now I'm kicking myself. So let's take a look at the foilable panels. The foil of the month kit also comes with foilable sentiments. I don't have those. Okay, so I have the large foilable sheets and I have the foil, but we're going to have a different solution for sentiment time when it's time to turn one of these into a card. Let's see. I see Diana checking in. Welcome, welcome, Maria. Okay. So, like I said, we have our crabs and lobsters, and we have those in the positive and the reverse image. Very cute. I want to do the like the icons in black for our coral color. We also have these really beautiful seashells in the positive and the reverse. We have these beautiful waves, which I thought would be fun to play with, and possibly ink. So I think we're going to play with our reverse waves with our watercolor blue. And then we have these really fun lighthouses, lighthouse sailboats, and we're going to do the positive in our blue watercolor. So we're going to make 3 of those. Well, we're going to use 3 of the patterns, I guess is what I mean. And if you haven't used foilable sheets before, these full-size ones are 8.5 by 5.5. So we're going to be able to get 2 A2 size card fronts out of these. I'm going to trim mine down. We're just going to be making like one card front out of each of these, although maybe for the water, we'll do one ink blended and one not. But I'm still going to trim them all in half. So we're going to cut these down at 4 1/4. How's everybody's week going? We're almost there. We're almost through it. You guys doing okay? All right, so we're going to take our extra lobsters and extra sailboats and lighthouses and tuck those back in here. Hi, Anna. And Miss Jackie Ann is here. I agree, Virginia. I think the new foil is so pretty. Okay. He's here from Michigan. Thanks for checking in. And Sherry's checking in too. Yay. All right. I meant to put the link in the Facebook group, and I keep forgetting to do that. It's not good. I really got to try to be better about that. All right. So I want to go ahead and ink blend this now. We're going to ink this up with some Barbershop ink. And I'm going to use a full stick Post-it note on my fingers so I don't leave fingerprints. Okay, and I'm not going to worry about this being super dark blue because the foil seems like it has a good bit of that silver and like yellowy gold to it. And so I think that will still pop. So we'll do, like I said, though, we'll leave one of our wave panels white and then do this one with the blue and see how they turn out, which one we like better. We have had some issues the last couple times that I've ink blended and then foiled with the foil not adhering completely. So I'm also going to give this a little wipe down with my microfiber when we're done inking, just in case I'm like leaving a little too much ink. It is definitely buildable, and I've done it plenty of times before and not had any issues. So, but just in case that's the problem, let's clean the extra ink off of our glass mat. Flip my microfiber inside out so I'm not getting any water left over on here. And I'm just gonna do a couple light swipes. So a teeny little bit came off, nothing crazy, but that'll be an interesting test to see what happens. I do have my mini mink here. She's already warming up. Sorry, hold on one second here, a little crooked. Here we go. Okay, we have our mini mink ready to go. But we need to trim down our foil still. You can just cut yours with scissors. I'm going to trim mine down with my wire trimmer just because I like having this flat edge. I'm going to cut it at 4 1/2, so I have just a little extra bit to hang over the edge. And we need 3 of these. And when you get if you get the subscription, or even the full roll of this foil afterwards. If you're not a subscription member and you love this foil, you can get it on its own after the when the rest of the release comes out at 3 Fridays, including tomorrow. It's the third Friday of the month. But you get the whole roll. You get, I think it's 25 feet. When we get our samples, we just get a section because otherwise I would literally be, I'm already drowning in foil and I only get the samples. So when you see my little bit here, just know if you're getting a roll either on its own or with the subscription, you're getting like so much foil. So much. Okay. I'm excited to see how these turn out. So let's do that first. I have my little transfer envelopes here. I need a little dusting brush. I have my little Pink and Main. It's got little gems. Can you hear that? It's all shakety inside. Okay, and we're gonna dust any fluff off of our panel. We're also gonna dust any fluff off of the back of our foil. Okay, we have our pretty side of our waves facing up, a pretty side of our foil facing up. We're gonna pop that into our transfer sheet, just making sure that everything's covered. If you're worried about it shifting, you can flip it over too. See how it's a little low on that side? I can just shift it up. It doesn't matter which way you put it through as long as pretty sides are facing the same direction. And then we can go ahead and prep this one. And we don't ever force it into the mink or force it through. Just let it take its sweet old time. Right, Darcel said it's a lot, but the price and quality are fabulous, and I don't have to worry about running out. So true. So true. I don't, I know I don't foil all the time, but I still have, you guys have seen, I have so much. Like a little foil will last you a while. Yeah, Lisa said 25 feet. Okay, good. Oh goodness, what did I miss? Oh, Jackie Ann, I'm so sorry. That's so tough. I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm going to just let that finish cooling down. Let's go ahead and prep our lobsters and crabs and our satin coral. I really feel like it's coral, satin coral. And then we'll finish strong with our Lighthouse and sailboats, which is the one I think I'm actually going to be using to make our card today. Thanks, Diana. I appreciate that. Yeah, the foils are so fun. Right, Sherry? I feel like you could like find somebody to trade foils with, mix and match foils. All right, once this one comes out, we'll do a peel on our ink blended panel. Ready? Oh, that did so good. There's like one little spot. How strange. Hmm. There's like a couple little pieces that didn't adhere down. It's still so pretty though. So you can see that way, right? That the wave pattern is definitely still there. It's a very like dreamy. I like the blue, but let's compare it. Let's see how it did on the white. Very nice. See, and that didn't have really the same issues. But I know I've done it with the ink blending before. Either way, it's beautiful. Still no complaints. I kind of prefer the white. I really didn't think, I thought the blue would stand out stronger with so much silver in the background, but the white really pops. I still like the blue. I think if you're looking for a more kind of like tone on tone, slightly more subtle background, that the blue works. But if you want to be able to do just like a big sentiment and call it a day, I like the white. Hey, Linda. Yeah, these are fun. Okay, let's see how our crabs and lobsters turned out. They're perfect. Oh my God. I love that so much. Maybe we'll end up making two cards because it's just like too perfect. It's the perfect lobster slash crab color. And that legitimately foiled absolutely perfect. And I am saving all of my reverse foils because we can always use those on a toner sheet. It's probably good my camera's not up. You would have just seen me have a big yawn. All right, now for hopefully the star of the show. This guy. I just love this lighthouse and sailboat like grouping. Let me get that centered a little better in my envelope. Hey, Susan. Oh yeah, Sherry, the blue would look great on the crab and lobster. They're just adorable. It would look cute no matter what. Yeah, Jeanette, I agree. I like the white waves and I love the little coral lobsters. So to pair up with this background that we're making right now, I did grab the smooth sailing stamps and dies. These are part of the Crafty Courtyard kit. And normally I try to not, I'm trying to not, go heavily into the Crafty Courtyard kit because that is Donna's world over there. But we needed, something else to pop onto our foiled background, and I needed a sentiment. So I think that that's the best pairing that we could have had. I will also let's grab a toner sheet. What kind of toner sheet do we want, man? I want to do some of these reverse ones. Let's do some of these ombres. If you haven't used, kind of thinking like that and maybe that. If you haven't used the toner sheets before, they are very fun. Let's try that because that kind of matches. These are normally on our foilables, the black is toner. And that is what, when it heats up, adheres to the foil, or the foil adheres to the toner, right? So these are colored toners. And so what that does is anything that's left, whatever foil you put on here, is going to stick anywhere that there's foil, it's going to stick. So that bulk slicing. If you put a whole sheet of foil on this, it would come out looking exactly like this. It would be a whole sheet, right? So we wouldn't do that, but we could take our reverse foils and use what's left on our panels to use up that foil. I think I want it the other way. I think I want light at the top. And we should still be good. And this is just making sure any lint or any other little pieces of foil or hair or dirt, whatever. Pretty sides up just like before. I want to use this really fun like sherbety orange and like raspberry color with our crabs and lobsters. These are from the two-tone color toner sheets, by the way. If you fall in love with any of these color combinations, we always want to let our toner and foil cool down completely before we peel. So that's why I'm just setting those to the side for a second. Okay. Yeah, Darcel, I think the nautical theme is very fun. All right, so let's do our lighthouse and sailboats. One upside down. That is so pretty. Yeah, that's going to make an amazing background with our, I think we're going to do the lighthouse from this set. So pretty. I'm not going to worry about the reverse of this because I didn't cut something for that. No, I don't want to sweat it. Okay, now you can go to sleep. All right, let's peel our first wave reverse. See, and so now this is completely pretty much used up. And we have the reverse image of our waves, right? So the waves that were white on here are the leftovers for over here. So pretty. And on the dark blue and green, beautiful. That's a whole little complete set for very different looks from the same panel and foil, right? That's crazy. Love that. Okay, and the last one of these is our cheeky little lobsters. I mean, how stinking cute. So much. Highly recommend even just one pack of those toner sheets because you have so many options. All right, so just from our foilable panels, right? We've got all these, but we're going to take this one. Oh, wait, I'm missing lobsters. There we go. All of those. Okay, and we're going to take these two maybe, but definitely this one and make a card. Okay. Now I have plenty of foil panels I can use in the future and just have them stashed in my craft cart. You guys know I can't do sneak peeks for another 2 Tuesdays, but I would tell you that there are some other things coming that would go with all of this nicely as well. Thanks, Sue. That's what I hope. I hope seeing them in use makes them pop, makes them feel a little more, I don't know, approachable, usable, starts getting your wheels spinning on how you'd want to use them or what kind of card you would want to make with them. I love seeing people using stuff. Like when I see a stamp set, I can probably picture at least something I want to do with it, but I love seeing um, them in use. I love seeing them in action. I watch, like we get to see all of these things like a month ahead of time and over a month ahead of time. And I still watch Michelle's walkthrough videos every single time during release week. All right, I need some paper. I'm gonna have to order some more Copic Express it. Oh, my second to last piece. Virginia, you could tell us. I don't think Michelle and Libby would approve. All right, let's just trim this down a little. You don't need the whole thing. Lighthouse. I also really love the barrel with the little seagull. I think that's so cute. But I think I would, for this, I think I like the scale of the lighthouse to be like the feature. And I also grabbed some Barbershop, but I think we're gonna make a little like mat, trim this down a little bit and have a nice little mat with our lighthouse. I think it's gonna be very cute. I don't know about those lobsters yet. I just know that I need to do something with them. But if we can't get to it tonight, I'll do something fun for the release with it and share it with you guys later. Okay, Lighthouse it is. And we're also going to use the sentiments, but I did grab Blueberry Fizz embossing powder because I thought that would work really well with these blues. So we'll heat emboss our sentiment on the at the end down here somewhere and trim that out. And we're going to do a blue and white striped. We're staying very monochromatic for this card. I even grabbed blue and white twine if we decide we need it. That might be a little much, but I wanted to make sure I was prepared. These are very like fine detail lines. Love that. Yes, Virginia, this stamp set, Smooth Sailing, is the like main stamp set in the Crafty Courtyard kit. So we're using it to support our foil because it's very cute. All right, we're going to use Copics. Let's do our white shading first, I guess. Let's grab, maybe let's do some neutrals. Like a 4 and 2 and then 0 maybe. And we're going to do stripes, but I'm going to shade this as if it's one continuous piece. Okay, so we're going to add some shadow to each side. Under this little platform, on the sides of that little spot, we can also add some shadow inside there. Little steps here, we might end up making those a little darker. Under here would definitely be in shadow. Okay, and we're going to say maybe this one's like during the day. We won't worry about like the glow for right now. And then we're going to pull that color out with some N2. Fill in the door and like little windows. And then with N0, we're going to just kind of do little flicks from the edges, completely overlapping those first two colors and flicking that into the center. That's going to help get rid of that hard line. You can see down here it's still kind of strong. We can always go back over. There we go. Okay, we'll give that a second to dry. Let's come all the way up to the top with our blue, and then we can kind of like work our way down. What kind of blue do we want? Maybe like the teens. I don't know, B14 feels like it doesn't fit in right ever. So maybe we'll do a little 18, 16, and 4. We're swapping in the 4 for the 14 because 14's not my favorite. It's a little like of a powdery blue. And to me, it just doesn't fit the rest of the lineup. Okay, we'll just worry about the top for right now. So that was our 18. Some 16. And that's a 4, which is a little brighter. I just think it's going to fit that foil color better. And I'm going to kind of repeat these shadows with our blue. In theory, you could kind of glaze over these two sections with the blue if you wanted, and that gray shadow should still show up. But for me, it's just about the ease of not having to worry about skipping all of those lines and being like super careful around, like if we did the blue first and you went in with those grays, they might bleed. It might pick up some color and bleed. We're doing it this way, I don't have to worry about that. And my shading is going to be really nice the whole way across. So pretty. Let's go in with like a very soft yellow maybe in these windows. You can add just like a hint of it to here because there is that like, little bit of like a yellowy golden color in our foil. And we'll also tie in, we're going to make sand on here. We'll use the same colors we did on Tuesday. We'll do a little E35. $33 and $31. But this is so far away, we're not going to worry about stippling any dots, anything like that, because you just wouldn't see them this far. I can't remember if I told you guys our chicken coop update on Tuesday. I don't remember what we were doing, but my husband ripped off the roof. Did I tell you that? Surprised me by ripping off the roof that I was very concerned about. And then he replaced it last night. We found PVC. It looks like metal, like corrugated metal roofing, but it's PVC. That's like meant for outside, right? Like it's graded for outside. And I'm so excited. It looks so good. Maybe this would be like metal up here and have like a little shine. Hey, Janet. Oh, goodness. Hey, Kelly. All right, so there is our lighthouse. We're gonna use our washi tape. Hold our die in place. Yes, Virginia. He he used to be a bridge painter, and then he painted houses, and his dad was like a contractor and did bridge painting and was a foreman on a bunch of different like different kind of union jobs and things. So he is very handy. I am very lucky. Um, he's also self-taught, so he will tell you not everything he does is perfect, but it is certainly good enough for me. And I try my hardest to help. I like to get in there and play around with all of his tools and stuff too. Anytime he will let me, I help, which is nice that it feels like a partnership when we take on some of these projects. But last night he did do the roof by himself because I got roped into taking my girls to our local carnival, which I was not planning on. But I came home and they were like, we cleaned our rooms, all our homework is done, we had dinner already. Like, can you please take us? So I gave in and we went to the carnival. Look how cute that's going to be. We're definitely going to have to pop it up or do like a little something to make it stand out. What are we going to do? I don't really think I want, maybe if we did like a little mini panel with the blue. Hey, Brennan. Um, yeah, Darcel, he not only was a bridge painter, but he was the guy that did the rigging. So he had to go up with no rigging, like no wires, no platforms, no nothing, and be the person to like make those for everybody. Because that's not high stress or anything. He's crazy. Okay, what are we gonna do with this? We just did those ovals, but that could be cute. That stitched oval, like a small one. We have our octagons and hexagons too. Let's see. I just don't want to cover up a lot of our oil, but that's kind of cute, right? And if we left the foil all the way to the edge, we'd still get a pretty good amount of foil on there. That's cute. I think I can handle that. I think I still might want a tiny. Did I just cut that too small? What are you? You're 5.5. So 4.25. So let's cut this down to, what is that, 4 1/8, and whatever 1/8 less than. I just want like a teeny tiny, right? Like teeny tiny little blue. And this little stitched oval. And then we'll do our sentiment with our blue embossing powder, I think. And white. Like a sentiment here, like here. I think that looks pretty cute. Yep. You know what? I don't like that this is loose, so maybe we'll not this. This is a little big, but I don't know what I did with the plastic packaging for my stitched ovals, and I'm worried one's going to get lost in the bin. Guys. Make it work. Repurpose. Do what you got to do. All right, what sentiment do we? Sending waves and smiles. See, I was thinking long originally because I was going to put it at the bottom, but now let me at least get these fully adhered so I can stop. Oh, vellum. You guys always remind me about the vellum. I never remember about vellum. All right, let's test out vellum. If I was vellum, where would I be? Let's see if I like it. This is just vellum from or something, but pretty sure Michelle has it, but if you need some. I am going to fully enclose, hold on, I gotta get printer paper. I'm gonna fully enclose my vellum and die in a piece of computer paper, printer paper, folded up because my die plate isn't terrible again, but it's not great. Okay, it's seen better days. And this is going to make sure that my vellum doesn't get scratched up. You can do the same thing with acetate if you ever need to die cut acetate and you're worried about it getting scratched up. Oh, it moved. Not that for me. Let's try that again. Welcome to real life live crafting with Caitlin. Things just happen and we make it work. Let's tape that down with a little washi this time so it doesn't slide around. Probably a good tip if you're wrapping something up in printer paper and you can't see it. Okay, so there is Vellum. See, I feel like I don't like the vellum. I don't like it. I don't like it. Maybe if it was bigger in vellum, but I don't like the, or maybe if we did vellum and then like a blue for the sentiment with white instead of the other way around. Um, I don't know, guys. And that's like weird to have it across like that. Right, Diane's saying no. I don't know. Melissa said, I think I was wrong. Yeah, I think for this, I think it needs the heaviness of the blue with how light the background is. I think that's why. I think we need the weight. Yeah. But definitely doesn't hurt to try. And I always appreciate you guys reminding me of stuff like that because I just literally forget that I have it and that that's a thing. I never reach for vellum on my own. And there's been plenty of times that you guys have said it and it was perfect. So I would always rather test it than just keep forgetting it exists. Okay, now, Ahoy Matey is kind of cute. Hope to see you soon. That's kind of cute. Any of them fit on here? Probably not. I just, for some reason, I really like this pushed off slightly to the left. You put the wind in my sails is a good size, and Ahoy Matey is a good size. I think I want to see Ahoy Matey. Why is the oh, that's just the reflection. It's not really black. It's just where it's not hitting, the light's not hitting it. Yeah, always good to see the difference. We're already here. We already got it all pulled out. You know what I mean? We might as well try. I think let's just do Ahoy Matey. I think that's cute. And I do want to try it in Blueberry Fizz. If we hate it, we'll switch it up. But I think um, that Blueberry Fizz is just cute. We don't use her a lot. We need some embossing ink. We need some, oh man, Melissa's trying to overrule me. She said, wind in my sails. All right, stamp that with our embossing ink. Let's get out some more well-loved printer paper, copy paper. My dog is snoring so loud. Hoping you guys can't hear her. Melissa said, don't listen to me. I was around. I do think either of those are the right size, though, because I really was worried about size more than what the words were. And I do think that both of those were a good size. So I really don't think we could go wrong with either of those. I might go quiet for a minute while I melt this. Come on, man. I bumped it and melted the embossing powder onto the heat gun. But in general, it's cute and I like it. Oh, goodness. That's just how today's going to go, apparently. Let's try this again. But see, even with all these hiccups, we made all those backgrounds. And we're going to make this card in under our normal amount of time, which is, that's like the thing I love the most about foiling is you can do it so quickly and it's such a strong impact, like such a bang for your buck. This isn't even the same printer paper. Who knows what's under this desk? Not me. Why does that look so patchy? What is happening? I think I left too much anti-static powder. Maybe third time is the charm. Okay, deep breath. Everything's fine. This embossing powder is called Blueberry Fizz, and it is such a fun, bright blue. You guys know, if you've been here before when we've talked about our embossing powders, I love the denim. There's a blue denim. I'm going to give myself a little insurance here and stamp this with Barbershop first. There's a blue embossing powder called Denim that is a deeper blue and it's beautiful. But if you like a bright blue, Blueberry Fizz is just insane. It pops so strong. Blueberry Fizz. She's pretty. Let's try this again. There we go. There's of course a couple little spots in there that I just can't win tonight. It's okay. We'll clean it up with a brush. Better that than it not stick. There's one little spot of embossing powder inside that A. So I'm going to take a teeny tiny little brush. Mm, you can see like how much better that is than that one too, how much bolder, I guess, from having that blue underneath. I know we just used that flag the other day, but I'm still in a flag mood. And I said at the time, I never use flags for my sentiments. What did I do with that? I said, where did you go? Did I not put it away? It's not there. Flipping through as quick as I can. I didn't put them away. Go figure. Okay, and I want this tiny flag again. This is from the Essentials, Card Cut Essentials Set 1. And if anybody missed Tuesday's card, I'll show it here again at the end too. But I'm going to put it so it's closer to the tail because we're going to have it coming from behind the lighthouse. Yeah, flags go with the nautical theme, yeah, exactly. Okay. Let's add our circle flat and then pop up our lighthouse. Straight. Put some foam tape. Like that. It's a little crooked. Right, that looks better than like up at the top. Right, yeah, as much. like that. I like it. It's a little, I don't know, I don't love it. It needs something here, but I don't like the idea of it centered either, I don't think. And I don't feel like trying to rip it off. I'm worried if it was centered that it would be weird with this underneath, but I kind of wish there was something else um, over it. I just do, that's okay. Not every card has to be your favorite card. The background really does look crazy cute. So that's good. But yeah, that is our very fun look at the new foil and foilables that are part of this month's Foil of the Month. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll be back on Tuesday next week with some other new project. I was thinking, I'm pretty sure we didn't use the mice from last month, the mouse from last month. So maybe we'll do that on Tuesday. But if you have any requests, you can always leave them in the comments. I go back and check before the lives when I'm making up my product list. So you let me know if there's something else that you would like to see. But otherwise, I will see you guys back here on Tuesday. Darcel said this would make a great masculine card and any occasion card, and I 100% agree with that. Yeah, it needs seagulls. I don't have any right now, but it does. If it had like two little seagulls up here, we'd be set. I like that. We'll work on that for future. Um, yeah, so thank you guys so much. I hope that you have a great weekend. I will see you guys back here very soon. And until next time, happy crafting, guys. Have a good night.